Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Eddie Miranda, and this is the road to the Arnold Classic. As you guys know, we've been interviewing some of the top-notch athletes going into this weekend show, and we have a special guest with us this time around. He is no stranger to the stage, especially the Olympia stage and the Arnold stage. He is always placing top 10 at either one of those shows. And he's actually coming in as an underdog coming into the Arnold Classic this year. And who we have with us today is Xavius Gayden. What's going on, Xavius? How's everything, man?
What's up, brother? What's up? What's up? How's it going?
Good.
Glad to be back. Glad to talk to you.
And I see you have one of your friends with you. What's
This is Todd. He is the man. As you can see, I'm sitting here in the studio in my new second home, which is not really new to me, but is new to this segment of my life as a transition out of Marine Corps. So Todd runs the register here at the school. This is Studio West, recording art school. He can actually say a few words before we start.
Yeah, first of all, I started hitting the gym right after I started hanging out with Xavius. Immediately picked up some products that he swears by because I can't even sit next. I told him I need to be a little closer to the camera, so even things out. But yeah, we are a high class recording facility, so we do a lot with movie, TV, film, several bands that you would all know very well. But we also train audio engineers so they can pursue their dreams. And when I met this guy, I just knew that he's a special dude. He's got a great heart. You know, it's funny how often the biggest guys are the nicest guys, you know? So, yeah, Studio West is a fun facility, and we get to make great sounds, great times, good tunes. So, yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, I mean, Xavius is a big huggable bear, bro. So.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I get one of those a day.
So X, I mean, you're in the recording studio. We've been seeing on your Instagram that you've been posting, you went back to school, but you're doing this at the peak of basically you walking onto the Arnold stage. Now, why did you decide to do this now, and how, much involved are you in trying to get, your degree in music engineering?
Well, I mean, this isn't something I just started. Like, most people probably think it's like, oh, he wanted to do something. No, I've been doing music all my life. I played the piano for a few years when I was a kid, and then I've been in choirs, and I've done music all my life. And I started producing back in 2002 and DJing and stuff. So, due to some obstacles, I ended up stopping, and now I'm back. And soon as Todd hit me up with the email, I was literally sitting on my couch. And I told myself, you know what, I'm just going to coach and train clients and, be here for my son and my daughters. And as soon as I received that email that afternoon after I put my son to sleep, he was like, hey, we're taking veterans now. We know a few years back you tried to go. We wanted to know if you're interested. I literally called him right after I received that email. And lo and behold, it worked out. And that was only, a month ago?
Yeah.
That was like a month ago. And everything fell into place. And now, not only am I in the school, but I'm also doing guitar and piano lessons as well, which Todd's going to be helping me out with the piano lessons as well. So yeah. He's a good pianist. But music has always been my life. I fell into bodybuilding and, kind of went away from music a little bit because of, just issues in my past, with my kids. So to be back is very fulfilling, and I just feel at home.
So Todd, like, what's the kind of criteria or curriculum that he's doing right now in this month that he's starting back up? Like, is he knee deep into actual audio mixing, or is he just trying to get his foothold back into the concepts of music and everything like that?
That's a great question. So the program is a year long. So it is an accelerated course, but we don't dive right into things like mixing and any recording and audio. What you do first is you track what you're trying to record. You really ultimately want just a raw take of everything. And then you're going to allow the producer to add a few notes and, compile everything so it's ideal for a mixing engineer. Everything's perfect and terms of the way you want it presented. But then the mixing engineer is going to go, I want this sound here, here, front, back, high, low. So it takes a while to get there. Right now, they're getting into digital audio workstations. So they're just, getting introduced to opening up Pro Tools, working Pro Tools. We do teach on 3 DAWs. And when I say a digital audio workstation, for the people that don't know what I'm talking about, it's the software that we use to record. You do probably a lot of your own recording and tracking in there. It sounds like you've got a pretty high end, at least as good as you can get it for what you're looking for, set up, right? And it's a little more than just plugging a few things in, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I mean, I used to, like I was telling Xavier a couple of days back, I used to be a DJ, was in the Miami scene, hitting up clubs, and I actually got into producing. I was using Cubase, a little bit of Pro Tools, I mean, what was the other one? It was almost like emulating the actual boards on the console. I forgot what was the name of the program.
Well, there's FL Studio or whatever.
I've used FL Studio, but it was
Logic.
No, it was Tractor or something like that, because you can't.
There's Tractor. Yeah, there's Tractor.
So like you can actually visually put all the cables where you need them to go and connect them and everything.
Oh no, you're talking about Reasons.
Yes, Reasons. There we go. So I played around with all that stuff. So I'm familiar with the space and everything like that. So whatever you guys put out, I'm pretty much almost there with you guys when it comes to it.
Nice. Yeah, so better than anybody, or at least as well as most people do. It's this industry is not an easy one. It's people listen to stuff, and I wouldn't say they take it for granted, but they don't understand how many things go into making a good production. Yeah. So we ramp them up, and guys like this, they just eat it up. Every little aspect, every little avenue, every little side road, all of the things that lead up to a quality production, and it takes that. It honestly takes that mindset. It takes somebody who's really ready to learn, because so many people aren't ready to work hard. And I'm sure that translates over into bodybuilding. Mm-hmm. You need to stay consistent. You need to work every day. You can't just do it for a week and then decide to slack off for a week. You've got to stay at it, and it's just one of those things that he's clearly in love with it. And I understand how much he loves bodybuilding. I mean, if you can't freaking see, my thighs are on his arms. My thighs are smaller than his arms, actually. But anyways, you don't get there, and you don't get, here without really putting in the work. Most people don't want to work. They want it to come easily. And that's just not how this industry works. So we ramp him up. Right now he's getting into DAW and getting into some other things. And then, I mean, in a room like this is kind of like a helicopter. It's halfway through the program where we're going to really let him book this on his own. And he'll get a book clients in here and start working on his own 6 months into the program, which we build into the curriculum. So he's alone in this room and understands what's going on. He'll be in here. He's certainly learning enough to sort of get this room ticking, but he won't be trusted to blow $1 million of equipment until about halfway through the program. Yeah.
So X, I mean, tell us, you're a veteran, and thank you for your service, but you just finished leaving, your service. And now you're doing this. Now, tell us the reasons why you left the service, and, how much of an impact or difference, you prepping while you're in service in comparison to you going to school for music training. What's the difference in your prep and how you feel and your scheduling and everything else that would be required for you to stay on task?
Well, I mean, I'm no stranger to stress. I'm no stranger to, structure. I'm just the type of guy I have to have structure. So I'm used to, I haven't stopped getting up in the morning at 3, 4, 5 a.m. I still do that. And now that I have something that I'm passionate about, it makes me want to be, not only a student, but it makes me want to learn. It makes me want to work even harder because I want more. Being in the military, I wanted more for my Marines and my family, but it was really nothing for me. I had already achieved everything I wanted to. Everything else after that was just extra. So at that time, at that point, I felt like, you know what, before I get into trouble, because even though everything's going great, somebody's going to find a reason to make something ugly. So I said, before I, try to stay in longer, and before, anything happens, I really need to focus on what I want in life. And what I've always wanted to, in life is music. It's a part of me. As a matter of fact, I didn't stop. I had periods in time where I wasn't creating because I actually had all my gear taken out of one of my studios, so from San Diego. So I had to start from scratch. But God does everything for a reason.
Mm.
So now I'm here, and look what I have now. Like this is everything to me. So not only that, but my goal is to be playing the piano or the guitar with my son. So while I'm learning, I'm going to be trying to teach him
Mm.
as well. So it's not just about me, but it's fulfilling for me as well. So, and then the thing with bodybuilding, the harmonics between the two in my life, it brings, my soul at peace, because now not only that, but I feel now that I'm a lot more open to things because of the school and, dumbing myself down and saying, hey, I don't know, even though I know a lot about this, I don't know. So let
Mm.
me keep back my pride and say, hey, you know what? I can learn a lot. And I'm very happy here. Like I'm learning so much. I'm actually going home every day or at night while my family sleep, and I'm working in my studio to improve my place. So this is everything. Even though not everything goes perfect, because I did get sick for a little bit, and it was a struggle a couple weeks ago. Not only I had to help, my wife and my son, because they got sick. I ended up getting sick to the point where I almost fainted or passed out a couple of times. And I said, you know what, I need to go in the hospital. And this was like 2 weeks ago, so right before literally the week before the course started. And I had to be smart. I had to play it smart. I was like, okay, if I feel some type of way, I can't just sit here and keep trying to push myself because I've done it before and it didn't turn out so great.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I feel great now. I'm really happy.
Well, I mean, now that you said it, you were sick a couple of weeks ago. You're 5 days out from the Arnold Classic itself. What difference in your prep have you been doing in versus, your other prep to the Arnold Classic or even to the Olympia stage last year? Like what changes in your diet, your routine, your training? Like what have you done in order to come out better than you ever have before on going onto the stage?
I'm gonna be honest, just kept my soul at peace, and not be so overly bearing about things that, I couldn't be humble. What me, I'm a humble guy
Yeah.
anyway. I don't say it or act it, but I just be me.
Mm.
Well, there are some times when I know in the past that I've done things that I could have been like, okay, maybe that's overdoing it. Like, hey, I need to do more cardio, or I need to do this, or this time I just played it smart. If Kim didn't tell me to do it, I didn't do it. And
Yeah.
for those of you that don't know, Kim Odo is my coach. My manager is David. If they didn't tell me to do something, I didn't do it.
Mm.
Um, the other thing was focusing more on my family and God. I've I've been praying with my mother-in-law, like getting on my knees more and going to church, focusing more just in all aspects of my life, trying to learn how to be a better person and how to live righteous and just do the right things. I've always been that way, but now I'm understanding the Bible and God more than I used to as a child. So it's allowed me to come here into the studio and just act like a child, basically
Mm.
innocent, because
Yeah.
children don't know anything, so they
Yeah.
just do whatever. So, but they're so happy-go-lucky and willing to learn and willing to do things, and that's how I am now. I'm like a kid in a candy store. Like I go to Guitar Center with my eyes wide open, like, what can I get? What can I get? You know. But because of people like Todd in my life, he's like, hey, just wait. When you're a student, you'll get discounts, and then don't get anything that you don't really need right now. Don't
Mm.
spend money on something, so that just being smart, wise, and just trying to be a better person so that I can help as many people as I can.
Now, I mean, you're not really a much talked about athlete, and we discussed it because you really try to keep to yourself. But with that said, you're an athlete that always plays top 10 at the Olympia, always plays top 10 at the Arnold, but yet people still don't talk about you. Now, what do you have to say about those people that put you to the wayside and think that you're not going to cause damage on the stage this year?
Well, I mean, honestly, I really have nothing to say to them because I tell my wife and tell everybody, I say, look, people gonna have their own opinions anyway. I say, but this is the difference with me. I don't focus so much about what people are saying. Even when people send me videos and screenshots or whatever of other people's Instagram story, I'm like, dude, I'm too busy worrying about putting food on the table for my family, putting clothes on their back, and making sure the rent is paid. So I don't have time to be trying to see, oh, what is this guy doing? What is this guy doing? My daily grind is my life. It's not social media, but I do it because one is work, and also because I love certain things. So I post about those certain things. And again, I want to help people. I want to help people succeed. I don't post because I think I look good. Most of the time I'm just happy and I like something that much and I post about it. So like being here at this school, being with my family, spending time with my son, that those things excite me. My daughter just graduated on Sunday from high school. So, you know,
congratulations.
those things, thanks. Those things excite me. So I say this, I tell them this. The one thing that people forget is that I will always be a Marine. And even before I was a Marine, I hustled my butt off. And I was an MVP in many sports for a reason. I ain't going nowhere. I'm not going anywhere. And I can tell you this, even when you're asleep, even when I'm asleep, I'm grinding because I'm always thinking about how to
Now, after the Arnold, are you going to stay solely just working on, you know, school for music, or are you going to try to step on stage sometime this year?
I'll be on the Arnold Australia stage right after, so I'll see Brandon and Andre again.
Nice.
And that's not a threat, or that's not a, you know, hey, I'm going after them. No, they're good guys. Like I like them. So, you know, I look forward to these are people that are kind of like my family when I'm away from my family. So I look forward to, you know, sharing those moments with them and everybody else that's going to be on the stage. Plus, it's the first Arnold Australia. Come on now.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't be stoked?
Yeah, I'm going to get my plane ticket right now. Go over there. Coronavirus and all, I don't care. So,
but I do have something else though that everybody don't know. Be on the lookout because your boy got his own supplement line coming out with high tea, and it's called Proto X.
All right, we'll get into that. Just a little, just give me a little bit of time. We'll get into that one. All right, so you're in the studio. What's your end game once you graduate? Like, what are you looking forward to? Like, once you're done with school, what do you want to accomplish in the music scene?
Well, right now I already have like quite a few people hit me up to produce their albums and stuff like that. This is, like I said, this isn't something that I just started. I was already doing this for years before. So, you know, before I dove back into furnishing my fourth studio with equipment, I say, let me finish doing my school thing first and finish my education and make sure I put out even more quality and step my game up even more, because I'm all about rising. And if I'm steady, what good is that for the people that I work with, you know? So what I'm doing is only going to better the people that I work with and the people that are around me, because I'm going to help as many people get lifted as possible. So my end game is to just be better at what I do, and, you know, not only just have my own studio, but I mean, I want to basically bring back my old label and release music, you know, maybe help publish music on maybe some of the athletes' videos and, you know, stuff like that. You know, I play my music on my story, but I think it'll be cool for other people to be playing it too. And some of the artists that I work with and some of the bands here, there's some very, very talented people in our class.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So Todd, like out of this whole course, what do you expect out of X once he's done with this? Where do you see the end of the road for him on this?
You know what? I'm never one to place a limit on anything. Just because I think the bigger the box, you know, ultimately the idea here is to set a box. And when I mean a box, it's your set of goals so big that you don't run into it in your lifetime.
Yeah.
And so with a dude like this, man, first of all, we will collaborate on some stuff because we're like-minded. I want him to get to where he's got his arsenal in effect, and he's got a lot of other things. We share in common that we're family men. We both have kids, you know, a wife at home, and other things that we have going on in our lives. and they ultimately are a portion of this love of music. So I mean, this guy's got the skies as the limits. He's got vision, he's got determination, and as long as you have that, and you ultimately combine that with work ethic, then there's no end to what you can do. He's got a lot of talented people around him. And so we'll do some collaborations. We'll put out some great music, and we'll make some people smile, man. Music is what drives his industry as it is anyways.
Yeah.
Never do I go to the gym and I don't have a set of headphones in listening to whatever I'm feeling that day. I could be listening to some sad stuff that'll make you cry, you know what I mean? Country music or whatever it is. Maybe some electronic stuff to get you pumping. I'm over here listening to Mariah Carey. They think I'm, you just don't know. So we're all different. We all love music. I think it's so... it's affluent throughout kind of most of the human race. So he knows what people vibe on. He's got as good a feeling of what people like to get with it at the gym. And so, great question, man. Sky's the limits for a guy like this. But you know what? We're a month into the program for him. So he's got a lot of hard work to do. Yeah. So he's talked to us in 11 months.
Yeah, I was about to say. Yeah, I was about to say you still need another 11 months, so let's see what happens then.
Yeah.
So, X, other than you going back for music, you do have like 2 other projects that are underneath your belt. You have your board shorts and you have your supplement line. So tell us a little bit about your board shorts.
Man, so the board shorts are just kind of like taking off. I really haven't. My wife she gets on me all the time. She's like, you need to do this, you need to do this. I'm like, but that's my baby in the fitness industry, because I just got tired of having to like be that seasonal drop. I don't want to be that seasonal drop, have to wait for the season to go find shorts. Yeah. So, I was always 2 weeks out from the show and not having shorts. So now it's starting to pick up. This past year, it picked up a lot. And as a matter of fact, just a couple of days ago, I had 2 teams hit me up to design shorts for their team. So, I don't even work it, but it's working for me, So I do plan on this year putting a little more effort into that as well. It's kind of like doing it's living and breathing by itself pretty much. Yeah. It's growing, and I appreciate everybody's support. It makes me happy, to see the guys come back with their, hey, everybody was like questioning me about the shorts and they loved them. And I'm happy, man. As far as the supplements, I've been with sponsors, paid sponsorships. I don't really do the ambassador program thing, but this sponsorship means a lot to me. The people are amazing at High Tea. It's an older company. And, it was just kind of like, hey, we got this company. We're just going to leave it on the shelf. And it did well by itself with no marketing, no visual aids or anything. Mm-hmm. Well, now they decided to work with me. They heard about me, and they want to put visual aid and put substance behind the product. And now that they are starting that, they also decided to work with me and bring in my own line of supplements. And I actually helped with the input of the products and the flavors and everything. So I'm super stoked about it. I made it not only for helped them create it not only for bodybuilders, but your average person as well. So, again, the sky's the limit. Like I'm very creative, as you can see. Yeah. So, I'm blessed with that, and I want to use it to help as many people as I can, because that's just what I like doing.
No, man, and that's great. Like, you have a lot of things going on for you, and the thing is, you keep to yourself. You have your family, your family central, and you have a lot of amazing opportunities uprising around you, which is awesome. And I think you should really hone down on those opportunities, because that's what's really going to catapult you to the next level. You know what I'm saying? Stage is amazing, but this stuff right here is going to take you over there, bro. I'm
you know me, I think that's exactly how I feel. I was like, these are my grinds. Like this is where my heart is, so, everything else is fine and great. It's all, I'm me, I'm not really about all the flashy stuff. I'm the guy that likes to be right here. Yeah. I don't need to be on the inside, behind the mic. I do it, and I'm pretty good at it, but I don't need to be. I like to be behind the scenes working magic and being creative. You know, like I said, if I have to get all flashy, I will. But
you know, like I think I told you this. I used to work for a church like a few years back, and I always did the lights. In fact, I built that lighting division and everything like that. And I'm like, I'm never getting on stage. I'm never getting in front of the camera. What do you think I'm doing right now?
You know, but see, the thing is, like, as a Marine, when I first started bodybuilding, you know, a lot of people thought that, oh, well, he just wants to look good, this, that, and the other. I was going through a lot of emotional, like, hardships and a lot of, like, drama in my life. And I lost my kids for a little bit. And it was literally, I just didn't want, I didn't want to have the thoughts that would have led me down the wrong road. So I fell into bodybuilding, and all this extra stuff, like, you know, the posing trunks, and all the people are like, well, you have to wear that. Oh, you have to tan. Oh, yeah. You think I was worried about that stuff? I was too busy trying to keep my head on straight. And so all of this stuff is me. So I told myself when I was young, do the things that makes you happy and the things that you have passion for, because you won't put any effort behind something you don't care about.
Yeah.
100%.
And he stays real. I'll say that. You know, there's something about when I met him, I'm like, man, this, not only did I want to get in the gym immediately when I met him, just because he's massive. You can't really tell, like, in this photo. Like I said, I want to be closer to the camera. But I immediately went and bought the high T stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah. It just made me go, I know he's not BSing me. I know that what he's talking about is the real thing. He, just from the caliber of guy he is, there's no way he would settle for anything other than that caliber of company. And I wasn't sure if we were going to get there. I didn't even know if you were going to talk about that. But yeah, I mean, I've been taking the high T stuff, and I can't wait for what you roll out with them. But I've been on that, and that stuff is clean, feeling good. I mean, it's amazing what just working out will do for you. You know what I mean? Just a testament to working out and how much that helps you. When I get in here, I produce and I write and I compose and I engage with artists. Man, I'm a way better across the board at all of that when I hit the gym in the morning.
And
supplements he pushes are just, I mean, they're amazing. They're honestly like so clean, and I just feel great. So I'm glad we got a chance to just for me to throw that out there, because I have been taking what he takes, and I've been taking them for 4 weeks now, so I know I'm not like a weekend and lying to everybody, right? 4 weeks, you have a pretty good idea, right? The body's like the pill bottle is almost empty, right?
Well, one thing I want to see is by the end of the year, I want to see you look just like X in size. Okay, so let's make that happen somehow.
Yeah, this is how that's gonna happen. He's gonna go. All right, here you go, Doc.
He still out angles you. I don't know.
You could put him in the back of that studio over there, and the dude would dwarf me. He's huge. Hey, he dwarf you too, fool. Don't act like it.
He does. I haven't gotten up to that size yet, but he does dwarf me, man.
I couldn't get this big if my life depended on it.
Work on it.
Yeah.
Well, awesome, X, man. You know, it's been a real pleasure speaking with you and with you, Todd. You know, thank you so much for jumping on this call, and especially that you're in the middle of, you know, your school and everything like that you took the time to be inside the studio. So thank you so much for that. You're 5 days out from the show. You know, I'll be seeing you guys over in Columbus, man.
Yeah, you will.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks.
No, thank you so much, man.
All right. Thank y'all.